Well, again, another edition of the Zoo Crew Redo podcast underway. Welcome to everybody on Twitter.
Hey, do you got glasses for reading or just because you can't see?
I use them. I guess I'm farsighted. I need them for games, and I need them for video games.
So when you say farsighted, you mean like you
can't see from afar. Really? I don't know what. We have nearsighted. I don't really know.
No, I don't know what that is. I don't know.
I don't either. Yeah, I got them right here. You want me to look smart? You know, we can glass it on up. Let me tell you all about the damn time that I almost had a home. Help me out there, Pops. I can't see real good. Is that Johnny Shakespeare over there? We like to encourage the boy in his right. Look, nobody asked you.
Hey, speaking of time with no sports and nothing going on, are you watching more Netflix? Watching more? Have you gone back and watched Tommy Boy?
No, not yet.
I mean, not yet.
You know what I started? I started The Wonder Years again. Winnie Cooper, Kevin Arnold. That's a good show.
That's a good show.
Did you get to watch it? You might have been playing a lot while that was going on.
It was still good. There was time.
What's the matter? You feel like, did you not agree with the politics of the show? What is it?
I have no idea what the politics were of the show. I just liked it, and I remember that was kind of like maybe one of the first shows I remember watching and maybe crying at. Like they had a couple of them were pretty sad.
Oh, they were pretty intense.
Yeah. But I loved the dude that was on Home Alone that narrated the whole show.
Yeah.
Daniel Stern.
Yeah.
I love him. So.
Well, look, I mean, I relate to that show because my dad was a lot like Kevin's dad. He would just kind of come home, beat up from the day's agenda, and you gauge the mood. And, you know, great guy, but there were days where you didn't piss off Dad. Just, you know what? Just leave Dad a wide berth, go shoot some baskets, and it'll be fine. Nobody will get yelled at.
Mine was a little bit like Leave It to Beaver.
Really? Oh,
well,
so Mom was...
No. Dad would just come home, and he'd been playing with Leave It to Beaver. He was Leaving It to Beaver a whole lot. And so,
well played. Yeah. He was... Yeah, sure. A lot of beavering going on. Yeah, that's what you're telling me.
So let's do some
shows to pass the time.
Let's do some things to pass the time. We talked a little bit on the radio today. Here's an old movie, and I didn't even know they remade this movie. Have you ever seen Papillon, the original Papillon?
No, never heard of it.
I feel like I need to stick this all the way through your ear. I'm being very serious. Steve McQueen, Dustin Hoffman, both of them young. It was actually made in 1973.
Neither guy young anymore.
Well, one's dead.
Well, really not young.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get any older than dead.
Yeah, and Dustin Hoffman's old. Great movie, but they remade it in 2017 with the dude that was in Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
The blonde guy, the one that was...
I didn't watch that either. It got you mad?
Oh, my...
So see ya. Nice end of the podcast.
Here's what we're going to do for this podcast today is we're going to see if, in fact, Andy can have his man card back by the end of the show.
Okay.
So already we're saying, what do you do during the bye other than listen to this podcast?
Please
get on Spotify and
iTunes
and
that's just worry about those
and just subscribe, which doesn't
we're
mean
on
you pay for
SoundCloud.
anything
No,
anymore.
it follows.
Yeah,
follow us.
It means you'll get notifications.
Lurk
when we do some. But you already started the show up and have said to me already in our history when I tried to buy you a whiskey and you wanted a Zima at an Avs game. You watched the Wonder Years. You're rewatching during this break the Wonder Years, but you've never seen Sons of Anarchy.
No, not yet. No. I've watched Stranger Things. You got an issue with that?
Yes.
Okay.
I won't watch that.
Why?
Because I don't like. First of all, two reasons. I love scary books. I read scary books all the time. I have no problem.
Okay.
I've read almost everything Stephen King has written. But I don't like scary movies.
But this ain't that scary.
Okay, that's fine. Second thing, I don't like movies that hurt little kids or the possibility of little kids getting hurt. And when I turned that on in the first episode and these little kids are in some basement playing with a Ouija board, I said, boop, I'm out. Boop. I got up out it because can I say something with the Ouija board? Ain't nothing good. Have you ever seen a movie
No.
that anything good happened playing with a Ouija board?
No, but I would say watch the whole series. I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but watch the rest of the series. I think you'll be fine. Now
I
here's
have gone back and watched the newest Star Trek movies. Quality movies.
trying to think
Quality
what else.
movies.
By the way, you're speaking of Tommy Boy, one of my toys down here. Fat guy in a little coat. Look, he's even got the rip. I showed this on the show the other day. He's got the rip in the coat. Oh, Richard, what's happening? I love Chris Farley. He's just going to be our little
Okay,
guy.
that could be our
That's our mascot.
mascot. There you go.
Because you know what? Hey, all the haircut places are closed, so we're all going to have hair just like this by the time they get back open.
Are the haircut places
Yes.
closed?
Yeah. I got
haircut places are closed.
it. My wife was saying today that all non-essential businesses are now supposed to close. Now, I don't know what that is. Maybe haircut's essential.
You know what?
I don't know.
You know what? And watch how many open back up. That ain't talked about yet. And everybody said, "Well, we got this relief and we get this." And okay, great. You know how many small businesses they're going to go away during this?
Yeah, I'm worried about it. I'm worried about a lot of
I am
things.
too because
So,
I've got friends that own small businesses.
I know.
and they are going to go away.
I've got a lot of friends and former students that were bartenders, that were waitresses or waiters, that were even the cooks are going to be stressed during the. Yeah, look, man, it's scary on a lot of levels, but we're not here to dwell on that,
Well,
right?
I'm
we're
not
here to
scared.
alter alternative.
I'm not scared of the disease.
No, I'm
sorry if
scared
you
of the
are.
economic
God bless
impact.
you. I am scared of the economic impact.
But we'll see. You know what? We're going to power
Got your
through.
wish.
That's what we're going to do.
Got your wish. Anyway, so the Star Trek, I was a guy, and, it seemed like Star Trek, the TV series, on like forever. It was on like a year. But
I read that.
But it had such an impact, right? Because it was when I was a little bitty kid, and green people from outer
Right.
space.
Yeah, sure.
And they're hot, and Captain Kirk with one of them. Hey, I mean, so we're like thinking, hey, there's a big universe out there.
I don't remember seeing that episode on Channel 2 late at night.
Oh yeah. This little girl in green came out and danced all funny and stuff. Yeah, woo, yeah. Anyway, and then the Star Trek movies with the old cast. The first couple I thought, okay. The Wrath of Khan I watched the other day was okay, but then these new with Chris Pine.
You digging them?
The new Star Trek movie. You seen them?
No.
What do you do with your time?
Well, I watch The Big Bang Theory constantly on repeat. I watch How I Met Your Mother. I watch Scrubs. I love me some Scrubs. I love Cheers still.
I did like Scrubs.
I've been watching some MASH.
Scrubs, what's his name? Zach something?
Zach, yeah, I know, yeah.
The main character guy.
Right.
Very
JD.
Very subtly funny.
Oh, yeah.
Dry, subtle.
Yeah,
humor.
that show of all, and look, Elliot Reed, the doctor, Shara Chalk, on the list. On the list. All kinds of on the list.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
And then the one dude, when the show first started, I'm like, he was the squirrely dude from Platoon that no one liked.
That's right. Dr. Cox, right?
But he's a great character in this TV show.
Oh, Dr. Cox, and I can't remember, he's got, anyway, John C. Riley or John C. something, whatever. Someone will probably let us know on Twitter. Dr. Cox is in 7. Do you know where?
In 7.
The movie 7 with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman.
That's a scary, creepy movie.
Okay, I love that movie. Watch it every time. I watch The Departed, and I watch the new Batman series. So, do you know where? So, Dr. Cox is the lead SWAT guy when they go into the pedophile's apartment, who gets right up in his face and says, "You got what you deserve, you piece of." And then the guy goes, and everybody like freaks out and moves. Dr. Cox, go back and watch it again. Do you ever watch shows that think, "Oh, I know who that," like Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox was in Seinfeld. Did you know that? She's in a random Seinfeld episode.
She was just in the last season of
Scrubs.
Modern Family.
Modern Family too.
Family.
So there you go.
She had a little work done since her Cheers.
She constantly has some. No, that's Rebecca. Courtney Cox was in Friends.
Cheers, I mean Friends.
Oh,
Since her
yeah,
Friends
yeah.
days,
Okay, trust me.
She's had a little work.
Well, hey, God bless you. Whatever. What was the one where they're always drinking wine? Divorcees or something like that? I don't know. Whatever. What else you watching?
I'm in this. In fact, when I get done with this, you're cutting into my time tonight. I'm in the 7th episode of The Hunters.
Okay.
And there's only 10.
You liking that?
Have you seen it?
No.
Pretty good. Really good.
That's the Pacino one, right?
Yes.
On Amazon Prime?
Very good.
Well, rich guy, I don't have Amazon Prime. Please continue.
Okay, well, keep getting things shipped to your house and paying for the packages. Go ahead. Sorry, $97 a year wears you out.
Actually,
but that's very, very good. There's another one that might be on Amazon also, but it's called The Boys.
now I've heard about
It's
that.
the superheroes, but they ain't real
Right.
super. I mean, they're
not nice.
Not real heroes.
Sure, they're the anti-hero.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'm watching Magicians. I'm going back and rewatching that because they had. Can I take? Do you mind if I
Go.
Because I know you ain't
sure.
watching.
Sure. Talk to the people.
For all you people out there that have watched The Magicians on Netflix, the last scene of the last year got me.
A little dusty?
Big shock. And then the campfire, you know what I'm talking about. Singing. You'd like that show. It's a good
Taking
show.
you back.
Oh, it's a good show.
So,
I really like that show. I watched Magicians, watching it over. I haven't started the new season of Jack Ryan. I think they're in the third. About to start the third year. I haven't seen the second year yet because I was told I have to wait. That's another thing.
Is that like saving movies that Seinfeld talks about? So you got to watch with Julia the show?
Yes.
I know. Ain't no one got time for that. When are we ever together? Ain't nobody in modern times ever together at the home at the same time.
I'm sorry you went to bed at 9.
Right. You got a little one.
Yeah.
You can't just be watching things when you want to.
Yeah.
You gotta schedule. You gotta keep.
Or here's the none worse. We'll go up. Hey, let's go up, Ben. We'll watch a couple episodes. Okay. And might get through the first one, and then I look over.
So then you know you got to rewatch whatever you watch.
Yeah. And so I go, screw that. I'm watching the next one, too. I'm not going to not know what happened to Becky, Aunt Becky. I got to get to see when Aunt Becky gets rescued. And so I'm going to watch the next one. And then also we go back last night. Oh, I haven't seen this where I haven't seen. I'm like, good. Me either.
And it's a bad one you don't want to watch again.
No, they're all good. But then I'm like, well, watch this, because I'm that guy. Watch this. Because here's me watching movies and books. You could tell me the whole ending and and I don't care. You could have told me, and by the way, if you haven't seen it, A, you're stupid, and B, it's too late. In Ghost, or not Ghost, the one with Die Hard guy, Bruce Willis, he's dead.
Oh, yeah. Right.
You know that?
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense.
I see dead people.
He's dead.
He's dead the whole time.
He's dead the whole time.
The whole time!
Good movie, though.
Oh, it's a great movie.
See, you could have told me that, and I would have watched it. I'm not going to not watch it.
What about Kaiser Soze and Usual Suspects?
One of the
How good is that?
Great movies. That's a great.
Would you go watch that again?
Oh, I've watched it probably a dozen times. That's one of my. That would be my can't turn off movie, no matter how many times you've seen it. Band of Brothers. If it reruns on, boom, I'm into it. What's the one with Saving Private Ryan? It's on. Man, I'm in it. I'm watching the whole time.
Okay, so have you seen
Braveheart.
13 Soldiers? The story of the crew that got trapped at the embassy, I believe in Baghdad or
I saw the one where they.
Your guy Jack Ryan's in it, Krasinski.
Oh yes,
it's freaking incredible.
Yes, 13. Is it 13 minutes? Or
13 Soldiers. 13 Soldiers. The secret story of the 13. I swear it's 13 Soldiers, but I might be wrong. Maybe it's 13. Is it? I can't remember. Oh, I know that. It's the secret. Movie. It's the secret story. It's the story of the secret soldiers.
Story about Benghazi.
Now, what is it called? Now I'm going nuts. Now I got to look it on up.
So all you've ever want to do is tune into the podcast and watch a guy look stuff up on Google.
It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. We won't know. People know what I'm talking about. I can't remember anything.
13 hours.
13 hours. There you go. 13 hours is great. What about, you know what just kills me? And for all those that have served, hey, thank you for your service, and I hope this isn't too cheesy, but these are sometimes I hope, I don't know if I hope, but it just kind of, it takes you to place. But the Hurt Locker's good. Zero Dark 30 is flipping incredible, especially when they're in the house. The story of how they got Bin Laden, and the one that
I like the story of the CIA lady who I think won an Academy Award.
I think that's
her portrayal in it.
No, I think that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Zero Dark 30.
Zero Dark 30.
Where most of the movie
excellent.
is how they get the information,
Yeah.
and the ending part is where they actually go and get
Right.
Bin Laden. So, anyway, what else am I watching? What do you got? You got a comedy you watch? Like, do you have reruns that you watch?
Nah.
You're a book reader, though. Like,
I
you'll
read
read a
book.
book right now, right?
I'm reading one. I'm done. I've been milking the last 10 pages for 4 days, but the one on the Tim Donaghy betting scandal and how big it was, called Gaming the Game. It's very analytic at times. You kind of got to adjust your head to how it reads. And there's 2 or 3 guys. This guy's interviewing. He interviews it and ties the conversations together. And then he has footnotes. I mean, the guy that wrote it is a PhD that teaches at the Citadel. And so there's footnotes on half the pages that goes more in depth, of what the conversations he's put together. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable to the point where if you realized how big gambling really is, you probably wouldn't have voted yes. If this book would have been a bestseller, for 6 months on the New York Times bestseller list or something, you probably wouldn't have voted for gambling. Because there ain't no way that
it was a good idea? Nat, well, you're making me feel great about that decision. Well, it's going to be interesting. Although right now, what do you? By the way, we were trying to figure out things you could bet on. You want to bet on the snow? Now, see, you and I don't think are big bettors. I'm not really a big bettor. But Nate was talking today about, hey, maybe we bet on the snow because Mike Nelson's calling for 8 inches, so over under 8 inches. What do you got?
Yeah, yeah.
See, I thought it was kind of funny.
But I don't.
What's the low? 40? Over under 40?
Under.
Or the high, I should say.
Over. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I mean,
what else you doing to pass the time?
See, I don't gambling. I don't even get in gambling. This book I read, and I'm glad I never was a gambler. I'm not a big.
Right.
I don't. It doesn't matter. Seriously, I've been lucky. I will say this because check with this with the mandatory lockups that people are into now. They've been lucky. The last 3 or 4 days have been beautiful weather.
Right.
In the sense that, I've been outdoors and playing with the kids, doing a lot of stuff, picked up dog poop, did all that cool stuff you do out in warm weather. But wait, if it gets 8 or 10 inches, it gets down to 25 degrees, them kids ain't outdoors no more.
I know, trust me.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a little scared for tomorrow.
Yeah, the kids ain't outdoors no more.
Yeah. Well, come on. Let's be honest. We're going to speak honestly. Don't you have something about the crew you're running with? Because you're not seeing as diverse a group of people at this point, right?
No, I don't.
People are going to get on people's nerves.
Well, let me ask you this:
Aren't you a little? I'm getting on yours right now.
Yes. No. You are cool because I understand who you are. But yeah, the crew, as you call it, that I hang with.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with them.
Are we going to have to trade up? Altitude Sports Radio.
How you
Shift
gonna
the
trade
lineup
up? You
around.
can't trust nobody anymore. Are you gonna trust somebody? Hey, you want to be friends? Sure. Shake hands. It's like slow motion. Cecil B. DeMille movie.
We'll just have to go right
here. If you actually touch somebody, I mean that's kind of like. I saw a dude shopping the other day. And listen, you got to make light of some of this. I know it's a serious business. People have lost their lives, and so I'm not making light of that. Hopefully, you know where you're going afterwards. But this dude's wearing like Birkenstock shoes, socks, basketball gym shorts, ratty T-shirt, shopping hat, shopping at King Soopers with surgical gloves on.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I'm like, dude, even without the gloves, you look funny.
Yeah.
Even without the gloves, you look funny.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's what struck me is the kids are home, and every time I feel like I go up and look at my son, he's told me he's done with his work, and I'm like, how much work y'all doing in a day? I'm kind of curious.
Are they on that online stuff?
Yeah, and I just feel like his friend comes over and he's like, "Hey, can we play?" And I'm thinking, dude, it's 1:00.
Well,
you all are done.
But it's amazing. I know some businesses, if you can do it remotely, you're fortunate. People that can are just laid off or whatever. So, you know, I mean, these kids are home. Somebody's got to stay home.
Right.
You know,
I know.
I just think this is, you know, I think this, you know, this is going to last a long time, the recovery, personally.
Well, let's just hope let's just hope we're through the hard part soon. I don't know.
Well, I know this. I know the NBA has got teams have been allowed to bring guys in individual workouts into the gym.
So that's at least a start now.
So you're seeing that has been more open.
So Adam Silver, and we're not going to make this heavy sports because check out our last one. If you missed the Facebook live broadcast, go watch the first episode of this. There's plenty of sports in that. We split these episodes into 2 parts, so I should say part 1 of episode 8. But Adam Silver said there's three possibilities: cancellation, regular season games without fans, or just playoffs with fans. But at minimum, he sees it starting maybe mid-June. Which one would you be in favor of?
Well,
would you do regular season games without fans?
If you're going to do regular season games, you're going to do the playoffs all the way until July.
Right.
Which, you know, baseball is going to be pushed back, so their All-Star game might go from, you know, mid-July like it usually is to the 1st of August. Who knows? I'll be honest with you. I think this could have a worst impact. Hockey and basketball can play. Even if they decide to go and play with no fans, they can get games in. They'll be able to get games in. If Comcast still being butt toxic, then, you know, you still not going to get to see them, but whatever. But the more you push baseball back, I already hate the World Series in November.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to eventually get some team, Colorado Rockies, say they get lucky, and they get in the World Series. You want to play World Series in November?
Well, what
Last
if it's the typical stops?
This year.
What about a Boston? What about a St. Louis? What about all those places? You could be, New York.
Washington.
You could be Chicago. Yeah, I don't. Do you think, is there any possibility that what this has done shows these leagues you truly could go with less games, or is it just simply they know they don't care? Until you show there's a better way to make money, they're not going to shorten any of the seasons.
Well, who of all the leagues expanded their season?
The NFL.
NFL added 1 more regular season game and 2 more playoff games.
Yeah, but see, I think, look, I'll just tell you, I know a lot of people get excited. I have just enough football in my life right now. I think you got to be careful about adding a whole lot more football. And when it comes to the extra playoff team, you didn't add an extra playoff game necessarily. Well, I guess you did. But did we really need to see Kansas City play Pittsburgh last year? Like, that's my problem with that whole thing. Now I don't need to see that game. All you're trying to do is whoever the second seed is risks losing a guy that maybe could help them get to the Super Bowl. So it drives me crazy.
Is with TV contracts coming up, is to add more bang to your buck.
Yeah.
Or buck to your bang.
Which will add more money to the player's pull, but, I don't know, Scotty. I just baseball especially. See, baseball. Now let me ask you this, because you are a baseball fan. If they get going in baseball, say mid-June, about the time whatever, if everybody gets going in mid-June, whoever decides to do it, and hopefully it's all 3 of the leagues that are postponed right now. Would you like to see a lot of doubleheaders? Would that be excited for you? Maybe a day-night doubleheader, bring that back, find that way to get a couple extra games in?
I remember doubleheaders where you could just sit through the first one, go take a leak, sit back down, and about 30 minutes later they're taking BP or whatever, and you play the second one. You know, when the day-night doubleheader started, they said, well, wait a minute, we can play during the day, kick everybody out.
Clean.
Recharge more money. So I don't know, man. Listen, I think all the seasons are probably too long. I think the NBA, and I think Mark Cuban addressed it. He might have even said it with Vic on Altitude Television. They've been pushing for a later start to the season anyway. And this could be the impetus that kind of gets that done. You know, the one thing the NBA owns, I think they own 2 things. They own trade deadline. Because that's like 3 days of serious good rumors, 3 or 4 days talk radio. I mean, it's intriguing and fun. What if? And then it usually falls flat. But it's 3 or 4 good days of build-up. They own that. Football extended their trade deadline to try to get a piece.
Well, we're finally seeing some trades again.
But I'm talking in season.
Yeah.
When you're talking about midway through the season, you've got a trade deadline, and teams are moving stars or whatever, or trying to pull guys in to get to the playoffs or win the thing. I mean, that's intriguing. Football, they moved it from, it used to be like week 2. I think it's like week 6 or 7 now that they extended it, hoping that they would get some of that intrigue. Well,
which has worked.
Yeah, but you ain't seeing somebody like a Kevin Durant or somebody is he equivalent in football. Are they getting moved at the trade deadline?
I mean, Emmanuel Sanders was moved this year. Demarius was last year, but not quite a Kevin Durant.
What's the biggest stars in the league?
Right, your quarterbacks.
Yeah, you're going to trade.
You're never going to see that, I don't think.
Trade Tom Brady at Thanksgiving to Detroit for Matt Stafford.
That'd be fun, but no.
It'd be fun, but so they own that. Second thing they own is they own Christmas Day.
Yep,
with all those
no doubt.
games. I've always thought, why not start the league? Own 2 days, own Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and or Christmas and the 26th, whatever. And every team plays on those 2 days, and there you go. Start of the season. Here we go. Boom, boom. Get things going, and then play. Listen, baseball doesn't get real exciting till about the All-Star break, right after 4th of July. And if the NBA Finals were finished up right around the 4th of July, so what? When do they play? Basketball in the Olympics?
Summer. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, look, it's a summer sport. To a lot of us get to go outside and play it in the summer, right? Like that's, look, for me, football. I watch a football game as a kid. We go out and we play football when we were done. Same with basketball. You get basketball going, and you'd like to go play basketball just at the park hoops, but it was hard when it's I was writing a guy had responded from Canada, I think, to your tweet about showing your daughter how to play basketball, and I told him how as a kid I used to have one game a year where, and we talked about it. Yeah. Well, I had an alley. I was in an alley where everything obviously was sloped to get the water to go down.
Where you found the body?
No, that was a different alley. That was a couple alleys over, but I would always once a year get out there. It was still slick. I didn't care. I was going to show Mother Nature, you're not stopping me from playing basketball. And whoop! Like, I look like the Home Alone guys as I tried to go up.
Charlie Brown trying to get the punt.
Exactly. Feet up and on your back, and you're like, all right, fine, you win. But yeah, I think it'd be cool because the NBA, by the time it gets interesting, to your point, and we've moved on from football, then you're close to Valentine's Day in March, and it's kind of warm enough to maybe get out there and play again, inspire the kids to get out and play.
And you've got playoff games by December. I mean, the season is winding down for the NFL. You're getting ready for playoffs.
Yep.
And you're playing just on the weekends. You can own all week, leading up to the weekends, and maybe the first couple weeks of the season you minimize games. You don't play any games on Sunday. Maybe you play Saturday evening and Friday evening games. You can leave Sunday alone for football, maybe even Monday. I don't know. But I think you can get it done. I think it would be wiser to do that. I don't know if they will.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm just, these are some of the things you wonder, do you change? I don't know. I do think, I guess since we're on the topic, and probably we'll revisit it whenever we find out officially what their plans are going to be, do you need a week to let the guys get going? Do you need a week? Do you need a couple games? To me, I just think it's hard to say, yeah, we're starting with playoffs. Isn't it? I mean, you're a player. You just can't go in there and it doesn't matter. Does it all reset anyway when the playoffs start? Or, don't you want to get into a rhythm or a kind of a lather, if you will?
Yeah, you got to have some sort of rhythm and lather, and that's all true. But
they don't care.
They'll put a date out to the teams way before it's released to us.
Right.
And they'll say, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start playing our first game. It's going to be June 1st. And I'm telling you, by May, teams are already in the gym. Now, they probably won't have scrimmages, and they'll say, we're just going to start with the schedule. I don't know how they do the schedule. I don't know. Somebody had an idea. It was one of the players. It might have been my guy that plays at Brooklyn from CU.
Oh, Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie.
Do like an NCAA kind of preseason tournament. Just let everybody get a handful of games, and then maybe if you want to go to the playoffs, then do that. But heck, you could televise all those games too.
That'd be fun.
Sell that package or give that package free. You probably have to give it free now.
Could you ever do kind of a throwback tournament?
We're in the middle of a viral infected.
Yeah, but I'm dry from the whiskey. We're all right. Look, you and I, we're already we ain't social distanced now twice, so you're in trouble. Could you ever do like a throwback true tournament where maybe the Nuggets play 2 games in a day? You know, like you played over a 3-day weekend and maybe you play a couple games each day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
too much?
It's kind of like I don't like Thursday night football.
Okay.
Because I've talked to too many, and you have too many NFL players that you play on a Sunday evening even, and you turn around and play Thursday, your body ain't healed.
No.
Body's not healed, and they don't care. It's about money. And I love this. Oh, they're getting up. We're going to raise it to 48.5%. Do you know that's not their salary? 48.5% don't count their salary.
It's just your take to divide up amongst all the stuff.
Yeah, what it is we're not really going to take care of the old players. Part of whatever you do, and they're going to increase the pensions for the alumni and stuff, but that's out of your 48.5%.
Here's your half. Go divide it up amongst everybody.
Instead of saying we'll take 50%, you take 48%, we'll take 2% and put it all to the old timers.
Right.
For health insurance, for I think they said the pensions now for guys that played in the 70s are like $170 a week or something like that. I don't, maybe a month, $170 a month, up to like $300.
That's terrible.
And they want to raise it to $500. Yeah. So it's really funny. They we got to do this. It's going to be great. Okay, some of y'all going to get taken care of, but they're making you take care of yours, and they're using you to make even more.
Yeah,
I think it was a bad deal that got passed, but it ain't my league.
Well, the players are worried about the economic situation, and look, it's never going to change in that league. There's too many guys. There's too many guys for everybody to really truly unify, and there's too many tiers of players.
Let me ask you this: 2,000 guys voted. Not all the whole league voted.
1,500.
Yeah, 1,500. How many of that 1,500 read all 400 pages?
None of them.
Yeah, okay.
They talked to their agent. Their agent said, "Yeah, and look, the agents want to get
like
back to work
too.
They got to sign contracts and make their little piece of their nut too." Hey, real quickly, did you do anything for St. Patty's Day? Did you even remember it was St. Patty's Day? Was this the weirdest St. Patty's Day ever?
It's having been a former bar owner. That is a big day in the bar industry. That
huge.
You know that.
Bartender here.
There's bars that will make their entire month, 2 months nut on St. Patty's Day. That's how big that day is for them. And then all the bartenders and stuff, too, you talk about that didn't get to do it. Yeah, I did. I had first of all, it's my son-in-law's birthday that day, so
can't forget. Well, happy birthday,
I called him. Happy
son-in-law.
birthday, Patrick. And we went out to get some cabbage. Did I tell you the funny story?
Please. Although you went and got some corned beef and cabbage.
No, I went to go look for some corned beef. That's right, because I don't care if I ever have cabbage. If that'd be one thing if it went away.
Sure, take it.
There was a run on cabbage. In fact,
it's all you.
I would encourage everybody out there to go make a run on cabbage.
Go have some cabbage.
It's all yours. So I go in there and I was getting some stuff, and I said, "Well, let me go see if they got any corned beef." Empty, no meat in the house. There was one rack of ribs. And I'm kind of like that guy. Do I really want the last rack?
Yeah. Nobody else did.
Somebody left that one rack of ribs up there. Is it my fortune or misfortune? So I go up to the King Soopers. Empty. Full shelves. Empty. I said, "Oh, there's some hamburger pie. I'll grab some hamburger pie." It's that Beyond Meat stuff.
Yeah, it's all the vegetarian stuff nobody wants.
And like even
it's the Incredible Whopper.
Yeah, even on runs, at the
people
supermarket,
are terrified of starving, but they ain't eating that.
And I'm like, I almost for a second, well, maybe I'll buy that, and I went,
nah, I'm good.
I'll hit this, which is kind of fake. So and this was like yesterday, from the day we're taping it. Yesterday, like at 5, right? And Julie, I'm on the radio today, and she goes, "I'm the lucky star. I'm a lucky star." And I'm thinking, well, it's not Thursday, so we didn't win the lottery,
right?
Because I'm hoping I hope she sings that today or tomorrow. I hope she comes in. I'm a lucky winner. That's what she said. I'm a lucky winner. And I honestly, God, what day is it? Do we play the lottery? Did we win? Am I getting $40 million? I mean, I'm getting kind of excited.
I know where you're going.
No. She went there, and I go, what? Goes, come here. She goes up and holds up 2 grocery bags, and there's some chicken breasts and some hamburger. And she goes, I'm a lucky winner.
Was it real or was it the vegetarian?
Oh, it was real.
Oh, okay, good.
It was actually stock. It was real, but she felt a lucky winner. So anyway, if you're not, some of you out there are probably vegans and vegetarians, which I got a problem with this. If you're going to be a vegetarian, why do you got to have something that looks like a meat?
Fair enough.
I mean, you're a vegetarian. Be a vegetarian.
Yeah, it's fine.
Why you got to have a patty that looks like a hamburger?
I'm glad.
Are you self-conscious?
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think that is a fair question.
It's fair.
I'm vegan. Okay.
I'm not looking for meat
that
looks like a salad.
They look just like hamburgers.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You're a member of the people that eat tasty animals, PETA, and you're a member of all these different organizations and don't believe in hurting animals, but you want your food to look like it?
Maybe.
That seems like controversial.
Okay. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day. I am drinking of this is one of my favorite shot glasses. It comes from a Flogging Molly's songs.
Oh, I did
because we
do
find
that.
ourselves in the same old mess, singing drunken lullabies. So slante, whatever. I'm Irish. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Half Irish.
You want to say it again?
Slante. What'd you do now?
Did you ever
Did
get
you do
your
a little
Celtic
Guinness?
Cross?
Yeah, it's where it was down here.
No,
I don't know
I mean
where it is now.
your
Oh,
tattoo.
no.
You never did that?
Dude, stuff is not as tight as it needs to be. What am I going to do? Get a tattoo on my stomach and go, look, and show everybody how white everything else is? Nobody'd be able to see it. It'd be like looking into that lamp without a shade. There's a tattoo there? I can't. What?
I did do this in celebration. There's a long way to get there. I had a shot of whiskey, and I was listening to Dropkick Murphys. I did, but we got in late.
The Facebook concert?
The Facebook concert. I got in late to the Facebook concert, and then he ended. Thank you. They go like this, and they show the crowd. There's like nobody in there or anything. But so I went on Alexa, play Dropkick Murphys, and so we sat there for the next hour or so and listened to.
Did you ever?
Have you seen him in concert?
Oh yeah, I saw him. So they dropped
that.
Gosh, I can't remember what the album was, but I saw him on the day they dropped an album, and it was insane at the Fillmore. It was a great show. They do a great show. But I would ask you, like, as we look, we started this by talking about things that you look for. I think more bands ought to do what the Murphys did, and for those that didn't catch it, they just simply played a venue with nobody in it, but it was a Facebook concert so that we could all watch it virtually.
Yeah.
Like, I'd watch a few more of those. How many concerts?
Well, Rolling Stones just canceled their tour, postponed their tour, whatever it is. Why don't they do a concert free like that on Facebook?
Pearl Jam. U2.
I missed my country's dude from The Voice.
Yeah.
I was supposed
Blake
to go to
Shelton.
Blake Shelton Saturday. I was supposed to go.
'cause he
Finger
was
Death
scared.
Punch.
Yeah. Blake was scared to bring Gwen to town because he knew she's also on the list.
Five Finger Death Punch canceled. Yeah, well, one of them just do a concert, do it to Facebook like that.
How many concerts would you? Because we're getting older, and look, I am about the crowd, and the energy, and being in. But there are some bands I've seen a few times, where I'll watch your concert. I don't have to be there. If I've seen you a few times, I'll go ahead and skip the parking and jamming myself into the venue.
There's nothing better
than live music.
It's kind of like golf that I told you about. A bad day of golf is better than a good day of work. No, it's not. And it was a little rainy and cold. It was about 38, and it was raining on us. Why are you freaking playing? There's going to be a lot of summer days. You can go play when it's nice. And I've been to concert. I went to a concert.
You and I went one together.
I went to Zach Brown. Well, that your concert one is bad. I went to Zach Brown, and it was like 32.
Right. That
froze.
ain't fun.
That was a great concert, but it froze. I went to Steely Dan, and it rained the whole time.
Good.
So, and every time I'm in there, I'm going, "You're the stupidest son of a." Watching this concert and being miserable. But here's another thing. Here's the old bull or the get off my lawn guy. I go to concerts to listen to quality music,
Right.
and feed off the vibe of the crowd. I'm with you on that. But I could do a sit down. I don't need to be standing up for 2 hours.
We got a seat for a reason.
I paid $89 for that seat.
Yeah. Okay.
For that
Can
seat.
I use it?
that seat right there, that row 27, seat 102. I paid $89 for that. Why? I can't sit down.
Well,
I do. I'll sit down because you know what? I don't need to see everything.
yeah, I can hear.
I can hear. My ear's working.
Are you a concert singer? Do you sing at concerts?
I have. I didn't
I
have a horrible voice.
See, so do I guess. And I didn't realize how loud I was singing.
You either do or you don't.
Well, I don't think it's awful. But I had an old girlfriend at a Pearl Jam that finally was like, I'd like to hear them. And I was like, oh, sorry. I didn't know I was that loud. But if you are going to sing with them.
I used to have a guy you'd be singing, and you go, who wrote that? And you go, oh, that was Pearl Jam. That was one of their original. He goes, let's keep it that way.
Yeah, I've had one of those. Yeah. So anyway, sorry. Don't go to concerts with us then. You and I need to just go sing, although I don't even know what we'd agree on.
Which was the one we went to?
Lucero, which was and Frank Turner, who I enjoyed. But it was so cold. It was so windy. We were at Red Rocks. We were not ready for how cold that wind got.
But we did have a little insulation going on.
We got a little warm, but the warm wore off by the time Lucero took the stage.
True.
So
That's true.
Anyway, all right, I guess it's time to wrap it up. Everybody stay safe out there. Don't high-five anybody. Do the elbow. You're supposed to do the elbow now. There we go. But enjoy yourself a little bit of Colorado bourbon. We're having a 291 bad guy right now. Thank you, Crystal Alfonso. So it's
real easy to sponsor us.
Real easy. Just let us know. We're cheap too. I mean, cheap. Hyundai cheap. Anyway.
Really?
Talk to you next time. Well, on the Zoo Crew Redo podcast.